Well, there's lots of reasons that people forego cow's milk. It might surprise you, the number one reason. There's a lot of plant-based materials out there. I mean, I should say food out there, and of course, a lot of different kinds of milk. But should they be called milk? It's kind of interesting. Kowalski's dietitian Sue Moores is here to break it all down. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
It is very confusing, and of course the category continues to grow. And speaking of growing, we're going to start here with the plant-based foods that you have at Kowalski's, and there's so many.
There are so many. We just developed a line of plant-based dips that are for vegetables and chips and such that's in our produce department. They're delicious. So plant-based, it's sort of like a treasure hunt. When you go through the grocery store, you're going to see in almost every department some plant-based options.
So lots of good things. Okay,
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this. Different kinds of milk. We've got soy, we've got almond, we've got oat, we've got lots of things. But are they as good as actual cow's milk when it comes to the nutritions that cow's milk gives people?
Nutritionally, the answer is no. There's
No.
not an equivalent. The closest is soy or pea protein. So if you get a bean-based milk, that's going to be the closest in terms of protein, and then all of them are fortifying, almost all of them are fortifying with calcium and vitamin D. But cow's milk is incredibly nutritious. It's got the calcium, the vitamin D, the protein, but it's also got vitamin A and potassium and magnesium and riboflavin, and so you got to do some filling in of the gaps.
And
'cause
the
they don't
number
have it
one
all.
reason that people go to
Yes.
this milk is not because they can't handle dairy. That's what I was thinking
I
it was.
know.
It's because
I read that for flavor. And
They
I
want-
think curiosity, I think people are seeing, oh, they stand in line at the coffee shop and somebody's ordering lots of words and then oat milk. And you're like, oh, oat milk, I wouldn't have thought of that. So I think people are curious to try it, and there's so many you can try.
So the boys are trying all of the different flavors
Look
right
at
now.
the face.
Almond, cashew, coconut, flax, macadamia, soy, rice, pea, and oat. Okay, so let's just talk about almond milk in particular to start out, because that's one that was popular a long time ago. Not a lot of almonds in the almond milk because there's not any protein from the almonds. They actually had to add protein from peas. That's what you said.
Well, almond milk, regular almond milk, and all of these, there's different brands and they all taste different. So if you tried Almond Breeze almond milk and you said, oh, no thanks, a different almond milk might be something to your liking. So it really is a taste, and I brought all original unsweetened. So you're getting the real taste of the milk. But almonds, to your point, environmentally use a lot of water resources.
And then some of them are realizing that potentially that they don't want them to call them milk if they're not milk. So there's the not milk.
There's some controversy
And
with
then
the
there's
dairy
almond
industry.
milk.
Yeah.
All right, which one do you guys like the best? Go
Yes.
ahead.
You said unsweetened, so none. Look at this shot, Bobby.
None of these are sweetened.
So I have an order. This is beautiful, by the way. Nice display. We've tried all of these. We both enjoyed the pea milk,
Pea
right?
was really good.
No, for real. So, but there's no sugar added in it at all because it kind of tastes a little sweet.
No, well, just a sweetness from it. I mean, there's probably a little bit of sugar. I'd have to look at the pea one right there, this guy. It says what the sugar is, but there's no really added sugars.
Oh.
There's standards coming out from nutrition researchers for milk, and it's not applied to any manufacturer to do, but they'd like you to get as close as you can to milk. You'd have no more than 10 grams of sugar in a milk, and none of these have that.
Nope, this is 5
Okay.
grams, and some of it's natural. Okay, and you
I
also
see.
mentioned that a lot of them, some of them that say creamy, they add oil. That's the second ingredient.
Ah.
And a lot of them add gum, which is
Yes.
not great for your digestive system.
No, there's two gums, carrageenan. Actually, you'll start to see milk say no carrageenan because it's an inflammatory gum.
Okay.
And then there's another gum called xanthan, Xanthan, and it actually disrupts the bacterial community, your gut health. So you're going to see gums in a lot of them, but if you're drinking these types of milk like regular milk, I'd encourage you to find one that doesn't have a gum in it.
Okay.
And then also to look for ones that have for sure calcium, vitamin D, and then some protein, unless you can backfill with protein from what else you eat in your diet. So if you're vegan, then you need to get a milk that's got some protein in it.
Okay, all right. And I know we didn't get time for everything, but of course, if you do eat these, then you need to make sure you supplement with actual other proteins in your diet. We brought a bunch of those.
Yes.
Such a interesting topic. So thank you,
I
Sue.
could go on, yes.
I know. We wish we could. We have a link to all of this information on Kowalski's on KARE11.com, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with the top of that big race.